Hello. Cool. This so cool to see some of those faces, by the way. That's really, really awesome. So hello. So today is, I'll just see, there was 1 or 2 people still coming in. That's all good. Yay. Hello. So good to see you guys. Today I'm actually quite excited because I decided that I wanted to share with you why I do what I do and what lights me up, and really possibly a little bit of the science behind the different programs that we share. So I really wanted to share with you the different programs that are out there, the different technologies that are out there, and to truly just share my passion with all of you. Really just share my passion. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much for being here. And I know some people want to see the recording, so that's why I am recording it. It is just so that we can share it with people that couldn't make the time. But it's so good to see some of these faces. So thank you for being here. I am going to dive straight in. I've got just some notes on a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to go through so that you really get to understand at a deeper level. When I talk about the wellness game changer, I am really talking about frequency healing and frequency health. And I want you to really just get possibly a better understanding of what frequency healing is and what frequency health is all about. So yes, I am going to dive in and share my screen with you and go through a little bit of a presentation. And then definitely at the end, if there's any questions that you have about anything, I am here to answer those questions as well. So let's take a deep dive into really what frequency healing is all about. So I've upgraded my Zoom platform. So this is really interesting to see how do I share my screen. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. No? Is it what I want to do? I don't know. No, that's not what I want to do. This is really cool. Okay, let me share that in that format. Okay. Can you all see my presentation or not? No. Okay. This is really very interesting. I might just have to just share my screen and nothing else. So
there we go. Something's happening.
Okay, cool. Something happening there. You can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. If I put it on there, can you see that?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, brilliant. So where science meets nature, results are amplified. And this is my big drive and my big passion, is taking things that have been proven in science, things that have not been proven in nature, and really putting it together, because there are some things that we can't explain. There really are some things in the world that we can't explain. And I'm quite sure most of you really do believe in a higher source. You do believe in God or the universe or whatever you want to call the creator. And we can't always explain that. But there are definitely things in science that we can actually explain. And so I want to go through a few things that I've been able to dive into, do more research on, and really can explain. And so at the end, when you ask questions and I go, well, I don't know what that is, I'll be totally honest with you. But if I do know what it is, I will also be totally honest with you. So why do I talk about frequency health? I talk about frequency health, and it goes back to Albert Einstein. Everything in life is vibration. Everything in life is vibration. I just think that this was such an underestimated piece of science that he kept on reiterating, kept on talking about in his lifetime. And his lifetime is over 100 years ago, by the way. So this is not something that has been discovered last year or this year. This is I'm talking about things that have been going on for over 100 years. And he also said that the future medicine will be medicine of frequencies. So he put it out there. Frequency healing is a natural way of bringing the body back into homeostasis. When the body is in balance, the body heals itself. I truly, truly know that for sure. I believe it and I know it for sure. It really is about the body being imbalanced. So then we have Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, Nikola Tesla said those things, but what did he do? Because we've all heard about Tesla. We've all heard about frequency. We've all heard Tesla this and Tesla that. So we know that Elon Musk took Tesla's research to a whole nother level. So we know that. So Tesla was an incredible scientist. Albert Einstein was an incredible scientist. But there was also a chap called Marconi. He was an incredible scientist. And there was a huge debate in 1895, by the way. So I'm going back to 1895. There was a huge debate about who actually invented the radio and who invented these radio waves and who was around with radio frequency and radio waves. Well, Marconi was this Italian scientist that actually stole some of Tesla's research. And so a lot out there was like, Marconi invented the radio, but it actually does go back to what Tesla actually started as the research. And we also know that there are things around in today's world called radio and television. Radio is we can hear the sound from across the world. Television is we can see the pictures from across the world. There's mobile devices that actually they put our sound, our voice can be heard on the other side of the world. And it's the same as our voice as where we are in this place in the world. So doesn't that actually blow your mind? Because it blows my mind a little bit. I'm speaking into this device and I can actually hear something on the other side of the world that sounds like me. I'm with all of you on a Zoom call. Isn't this just freaky and amazing? I'm with all of you on a Zoom call. You can hear what my voice sounds like, and I can hear what my voice sounds like right here in New Zealand, and you are in America or South Africa or the UK, wherever you are, you can hear my voice. And my voice sounds different to your voice. So all of this is all sound frequency on a different side of the world, but it's all here, and we all know that this works, and we trust in it. We have faith in it. We trust that when we turn the TV on and we put our favorite TV show on, we trust that we're going to see those pictures, and we do see those pictures. We also trust that when we turn the radio on and we tune into a different song that we want to hear on the radio station, that comes through. We trust that when we want to listen to the news and we turn into the frequency of whatever that station is that has the news on it, we trust that we're going to hear those frequencies. It's all frequency. I want to just bring your attention to the low frequencies and the high frequencies, because I think this is really, really important when it comes to the frequencies of ourselves and us at a cellular level. So when you think about a 2-year-old running around on a playground, that is high frequency. That is seriously high frequency. Like that frequency, and those cells are bouncing around like crazy. Kids that play on the playground, there's healthy cells, there's healthy frequencies. They are bouncing all around. When you think of an elderly person that is moving really slowly, those are low frequency cells. They have slowed down. They are low frequency. So we know that as we age, our cells get a little bit slow and low. Some of us age before others. Why? That's always been my question. Why do some people age before others? Why do some people slow down in their physical activity before their time? That's always been my question, is like, what happens to the frequency within our cells if we know that there's low frequencies and high frequencies? We know that everything in this world has frequencies. We know that this is the secrets to the universe. So we really, for me, I want to just dive in and know a little bit more. So some of you obviously have heard about Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and Marconi, but I'm not sure if you all heard about the scientist Royal Raymond Rife. Now, Royal Raymond Rife was an incredible scientist. He was known for microscopes. So he claimed he could observe live microorganisms with a magnification considered impossible for his time. He was also around in the 1920s and 30s with all his inventions of these microscopes that could enlarge microorganisms at a huge pace. It was beyond his years, really, beyond his years. Now, he also, and this I've taken this from the internet, because he was also known for an oscillating beam ray invention, which he thought could treat various ailments by devitalizing disease organisms using radio waves. Now, I use this because I took it, as I said, directly from the internet. He thought he could treat. So he was unfortunately discredited for the research that he did. And he, at the time, was destroying pathogens in people and in his laboratory. So he would take viruses, he would take different types of cells, he would take bacteria, he would take parasites, and he would destroy them with what he called the Rife, what later became the Rife machine. And unfortunately, he was discredited for his science at the time because nobody believed that that was possible. They couldn't believe that these things that had a frequency and vibration could actually also be destroyed by certain frequencies and vibrations. So I'll move on, but I'll come back to him because I believe the reason why he was discredited is because there was not a lot of money to be made in his findings. His findings actually worked. His findings actually did destroy organisms at a microscopic level. And if people found that out and found that to be true, there was not huge amounts of money to be made off that science. Now, I'm going to move on to the Earth's energy, because we know the Earth has a frequency. We know that there are huge amounts of frequency and energy on the Earth. We know that the sun has an energy, and the sun actually creates more energy on this planet when it uses the sun rays and creates what we call is the nature growing. So trees grow, plants grow, everything grows with the sunlight, with the sun rays, with the waves of the sunlight. So it's just incredible that there is an energy in the sun. And you know that if you put a plant in the dark, the plant doesn't grow. So we need the sun's energy in order for us to have life on this planet, in order to have life on this earth. We need that. So we also need the sunlight in our own physical bodies in order for us to really be at a healthy optimum level. How many of you have heard about the sun gives us vitamin D? Oh, if you're lacking in vitamin D, we can't actually heal correctly. So we know for sure that we need the sun's rays and the sun's energy in order for a beautiful healing to take place. So we know that there's energy all around this earth, and nature has a huge amount of energy that it creates in order for us to do our healing. We know as well that if we walk bare feet on the earth, we tap into the earth's energy. We get rid of inflammation. It's called grounding. We know that we also get energized. We get revitalized when we are in nature. I don't know how many of you have gone to the beach and come back unhappy. We go to the beach, we come back happy. We know that there is something about being in nature that recharges us, that re-energizes us, which is why it's really important for us to be, in order for us to heal, to have part of our healing journey needs to be outdoors and in nature. So really, really important. So we also know that every human organ has a frequency. It has an energy in order for it to operate at its optimum. The human body operates on average between 62 and 78 megahertz. Our brain is between 62 and 78 megahertz. Our lungs are only 58 to 65 megahertz. Stomach between 58 to 65 megahertz. Our colon very high, between 70 and 78. We need to get rid of those toxins. We need the toxins to come out of our body. Our heart is between 67 and 70 megahertz. Liver between 55 and 60. Pancreas between 60 and 80. Now, disease starts, believe it or not, below 58 megahertz. Disease doesn't start at 0 megahertz. Disease starts when we start slowing down the energy in our body, the energy in our cells. When the energy in our cells starts slowing down, it allows place for us to have dis-ease, for us to create illnesses, which means we can live with disease in our bodies. We are still around on this planet, even if we've got diseased cells. And it also means that if we are alive, we can change the energy in those cells. We have an opportunity to move from diseased cells to healthy cells as long as we are alive. We can change the frequency of our organs, of our cells. There are things that slow down our cells. There are things that speed up our cells. We are in control. We are in total control. So that's why I truly believe if we can heal ourselves, if we know what to do, we can heal ourselves. There is no reason why we can't, but we've got to believe. That's the first thing. We've got to believe that we can do it. For me, I had to understand through the science why I could do it. I had to go back and look at Albert Einstein. I had to go back and look at Tesla. I had to go back and look at Raymond Ralph. I had to go back and look at these scientists and go, how can we heal the cells in our body? And what 100 years later do we have at our fingertips that can help us do that? Because if they were doing this 100 years ago, what has evolved in 100 years later? And unfortunately, what has not been told to us? What has been squashed so that we haven't had access to it in all these years? So I had to unpack it and go through it. And I'm just passionate about sharing how we can bring our own bodies back into balance. And when our own bodies are in balance, they heal themselves. When we can up our own frequency in our own bodies, we have the ability to heal ourselves. We need to take that control back again. We need to take the control. We cannot leave our health in somebody else's hands when we actually are totally responsible for it ourselves. So we've got to come to that place where we've got to stand up in our own power and say, I want to do this myself. I want to heal me. And I want to learn how to do that. And I want to be around people that are doing that so that I can actually heal me. So every organ in our body is vibrating and has a frequency and has an energy that can be measured. I always look at the three brains. I definitely feel that sometimes our gut shouts louder than our head, and we should listen to the gut brain before we should listen to the head brain. But our brain has brain waves. We have different brain waves throughout the day. We have brain waves as we go to sleep at night. We move into theta brain waves, really awesome brain waves to reprogram our subconscious mind. When we wake up in the morning, we have alpha brain waves, really awesome to start the day off with really positive brain waves. We have gamma brain waves, which are beautiful in meditation and in a deep sense of sleep and peace. And then when we go throughout our day, we have beta and delta brain waves. So we've got these brain waves that are really our frequency, and they are our electricity within our body. These brain waves, if we think of our brain waves as electricity, it's very similar to a radio station, believe it or not. We send these brain waves out into the world and we receive thoughts back again. We receive information back again. So our brain waves are very, very similar to a radio frequencies. Our gut, on the other hand, works with the earth. It works in circadian rhythms. Our gut works with being able to be in a rhythm. It's our gut, and believe it or not, it's also our hormones. Our hormones work within a rhythm. We get affected by the rhythm of the waves, by the rhythm of the moon, by the rhythm of the sun. It affects our emotions. So our gut is very much so needs to be in tune with the earth in order for us to feel seriously healthy. And our hormones should be in tune with the earth as well, the moon and the sun too. The heart, on the other hand, has a magnetic frequency. So what we feel is what we attract. So that magnetic frequency goes out into the world, and we get the frequency that we put out, we get it coming back sometimes 10 times, by the way. So whatever you're putting out there into the world, whatever you're feeling, you know that that's what you're going to attract. It's a magnetic brainwave, a magnetic wave. Now, we also know that when we go into hospital, our heart is measured on a heart machine. And so we go duduf, duduf, duduf. That's the heart frequency. And as long as that heart frequency is moving, we are alive. The minute you hit the flat line, there is no energy left in our body. There is no energy left in our cells. So when we hit that flat line, that's when we can't do anything about our health. Up until that stage, we have control. Up until that stage, we can do something about our health. We know that there is frequencies, vibrations, and energy around everything in our life. We know that for sure. So we know that the scientists have actually proven that. We can feel into that. What we've got to feel into it, what is true for us? What is true for you? How do you want to take the science out there that has been proven and implement that into your well-being? How do you want to do that? So one of the ways that we can look at it is through water. Water has its own frequency. Now we know, because Dr. Emoto, another brilliant scientist, has already proven that if you freeze a certain type of water, you will see a different type of crystalline frequency of that water. He proved that if you speak badly into water, the water turns an ugly shape. If you speak kindly into water, the water turns a beautiful crystal shape. So Dr. Emoto took water before, like polluted water before a prayer. You can see the picture at the bottom here, polluted water before a prayer. And he froze that and had a look under a microscope. And then he did polluted water after a prayer. And he realized that the kind, beautiful, loving words that we speak into water actually makes people feel better. The horrible, disgusting, horrible words make us feel worse. So when you say things to people that are unkind, that is going to affect them at an emotional level, because it affects the water in their body, and all our bodies are made up of majority of water. We know that as well. So if all our organs have all this water in them, if our cells have all this water in them, and we go around saying to ourselves, I'm a fool, you're not going to be well. If you go around to yourself and you say, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, you're not going to be clever. Whatever you are saying to yourself brings about a different way you think about yourself, brings about a different way you feel about yourself. So we can take polluted water and we can make it clean again. And that's why a lot of people bless their water. They say a prayer over their water. You can say a prayer over your water. You can say a prayer over your food. You're going to change the frequency of that water and of that food if you pray over it. You can see the words there in the water, I love you. Look how beautiful that looks. How many of you say to yourself every day in the mirror, I love you. I love you. It changes the way you feel, because it is going to change you at a molecule level, at a cellular level. It's going to have an impact. So if you don't take anything out of this today, please go and tell yourself, I love you, or I'm proud of you. Just do those kind words to you. And perhaps somebody in your household can also be the recipient of some kind words from you. And you can say to somebody else, I love you and thank you. And you look beautiful today. Because those are going to hit you at a deeper level than what you ever imagined. And they are going to make an impact on you. So, our emotions have an impact on us. Our emotions have a frequency. The higher the good emotions, the higher our frequency. When we feel joy, when we feel love, when we feel bliss, we are operating at a high frequency. I'm sure you have all felt this. You walk into a room, you know who is positive and who's negative. You can feel their frequency. You can feel their energy. You can walk in with one person in the room, and that person either has an impact on you and will bring you down to a lower frequency, or that person can actually increase your frequency. So, you know, you've heard this saying hundreds of times. You become the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. Those 5 people's energy has an impact on your energy. So who you hang around with is who you become. If you hang around with positive people, you will become positive. Your frequency will be higher. It will affect every cell in your body. If you hang around with negative people, you will have a low frequency. It will affect you. So who you are hanging around with, who is in your circle of influence, is going to have an impact on you at a cellular level. So if you want to heal, you be around people that are healed, that are already living with a very high frequency. If you want to not heal, then you don't hang around with people with a high frequency. So our frequency and our vibration and our energy in our body has a really, really huge impact on us. A really, really big impact on us. We know that our emotions affect us physically, mentally. We also know that there are 56 different types of adrenaline that run through your body. So when you have a different type of feeling, it goes to a different place in your body and it gets stored in different organs. So organs get affected by different things that you are feeling. And so when there are negative emotions, it does get stored in different organs. And those organs then become inflamed and diseased because the energy in those cells are not a high frequency anymore. So at a chemical level, at a biochemical level, our organs get impacted by the adrenaline running through our body, by the stress, by the worry, by the fear. It gets affected in our body at a cellular level because the biochemistry is altered and changed. So it really is about all these things that have an impact on us. We really, really know that there is, we are complicated beings. We're not simple beings, but we can start unpacking things and simplifying things and start realizing that there are some things that we can do that will have a more positive impact on our well-being. Our emotions are one of them. The water in our body is another one of them. So there is a lot of things that can actually change, and we can have control over that. Our food has a frequency. So fresh fruit, fresh herbs, dried fruit, dried herbs, they still have a frequency. Processed foods have zero frequency, which is exactly why you've heard me talk about dead food. This is dead food. This is food that has no frequency. This food has got no frequency in it. So what happens when we eat this food? It's hard work for our cells to digest this food. It is seriously hard work. When we put dead food into a living body, our body will slow down. The cells will slow down. The cells will be affected by the dead food. So anytime you put any of this food into our system, the digestive organs have to work harder because this food doesn't have any of its own enzymes to break down by itself. So our digestive organs have to produce more digestive enzymes. Our digestive organs get inflamed. Then some of this dead food gets dumped into our fat cells. Some of these chemicals that are used in the processed food get dumped into our fat cells, and it gets stored there for years. We hang on to it for years. It doesn't get removed for a long, long time unless we make a change, unless we make a difference, unless we are aware that we can actually heal with food. This vibrant food, this heals. This food has its own energy. This food has its own frequency. This food is going to give us energy. This food can also have an impact and kill off pathogens. This food can stimulate cells to actually, fat cells to be broken open to release the chemicals that have been stored there, to release the refined sugars that have been stored in our body. So high frequency foods heal our body. It heals our body. So why do we want to put dead food in our body? It's because we've been trained by the marketing companies that when there's a special occasion, we need cake. When there's a special occasion, we need chocolate. If we go back to listening and tuning in to our own cells and our own body, if we go back to that and we really tune in, our body doesn't want the cake and the chocolates. I can tell you that right now. Our body wants the real living food because our body wants to live. Our body wants to survive. If you go back to us being hunters and gatherers, our body was drawn towards finding the food. That's what our body wants. Our body does not want to slow down. Our body does not want to become diseased. Our body wants to thrive. It really wants to thrive. And these type of foods heal every time you choose them. So even if you choose it once a day, they are healing your body once a day. Even if you choose it beyond something else. The more of this stuff that you put in, the more you'll activate healing in your system. So we want to activate more healing. That's what we want to do. We want more of the good stuff. So if there's an opportunity that you can do this numerous times during the day, you are going to be better off than somebody that eats dead food numerous times during the day. And that's just what we're seeing in the world today. We are seeing this in the world today. We are seeing this. So this has an impact on us. Now, most of you that know me well know that I talk about pathogens all the time. We have these microorganisms in our body. These microorganisms in our body love the dead food. They thrive off the dead food. They enjoy the refined sugars. They thrive in a little bit of grains that come into our body because that's what they want to survive. That's how they survive. So the more dead food that we put in our body, the more toxins, the more fungus, the more bacteria, the more parasites, the more viruses are thriving in our body. They thrive on that dead food. So if we want to get rid of these pathogens in our body, once again, we've got to put the good living food in. And these pathogens affect different organs in different ways, and they hide in our body. They hide in our body. They don't want to be found. They want to survive. They want to thrive. They are a living organism. They want to survive. We as human beings are never going to get away from them, by the way. So I just want to put your mind at ease. Every person on this planet has these pathogens living in the body. Every person in the body. Every person on this earth has these pathogens. However, some of them have made these pathogens dormant. Some of them have made these viruses inactive. Some of these have balanced the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. And so they are thriving on this planet today because they have put these pathogens back in their box where they belong, and they haven't allowed them to take over. When these pathogens take over, we feel slow. Our energy slows down. We feel heavy. We feel tired. We feel exhausted. It's a lot of work when we've got a lot of viruses in our body. It's a lot of work. And I've seen children at a very young age that are lethargic and slow and really can't focus and concentrate. And at the same time, these children are buzzing because their nervous system is so affected by these pathogens that they've been labeled certain things because they can't focus in school. If we get rid of these pathogens, you become a whole different person. You become a person that's energetic, alive, full of vibrancy. You become that thriving person. So we've got to find a way to get rid of these toxins. And the science has done that for us. Albert Einstein said, "We are slowed down sound and light waves, a walking bundle of frequencies turned into cosmos. We are souls dressed up in sacred biochemical garments, and our bodies are instruments through which our souls play their music." I just love that. I just love that because it really is to just lighten things up and to say, you know what? At the core of every cell in our body, we are sound, we are light. At the core of every cell, this is who we are. So we know that if we really want to heal, we should look towards frequency. And that should be the future of medicine. Because when we are in disharmony, when we are in dis-ease, the harmony of the sound in our cells has gone out of balance. The sound, the music, the vibration within our cells has gone out of balance when we're out of our own rhythm. So the wellness game changer is really a passion of mine, because this is where I've put the science and the nature together. And this is where I really feel we have a huge ability to heal ourselves. So the equipment that I use to assess whether you've got the pathogens in our body is based on bioresonance. It's based on quantum technology. It's based on measuring the frequency of these pathogens, of your organs in your body. So we can have a look at what's happening at a root cause level. Instead of treating symptoms, we can go right down to the cell and have a look at what's happening in your body. And the technology has improved since 100 years ago. You don't have to be sitting in front of me in order for me to do this. You can be across the world, and we can do this on photographs. So I'll blow your mind even more. So it's just incredible that this technology is around and it can be done. Then the Thrive with Vitality program that I've put together with Marlene, we absolutely love this program so much. We thrive on this program because we are changing brain waves and subconscious beliefs through visualizations and meditations. We are mixing with like-minded positive people in a community that are really bringing your frequency up. You're mixing with people that are, yes, we share what is moving, and if things are moving and we're feeling a bit low, that's okay. But by the time you finish the call, you're not going to be feeling low. You're going to be at a different vibration, at a different frequency. And so when you are with people that inspire you, motivate you, and encourage you to really take the action that you want to take, that's where you thrive. So Marlene and I absolutely love this program, and it's part of the Wellness Game Changer package. The other thing that is part of the package is the Raft machine. It's the Raft machine that I know. Now there's lots of different Raft machines on the marketplace, and I have researched them. This one that I sell has got amazing, it's got nearly 5,000 different settings on it. And these settings are not just the 432 frequency or the 728 frequency or the 888 frequency. This Raft machine goes down to the next level. It goes down to the 432.56 frequency. And that's why it's been so successful. The results are there. And I've had 80-year-olds get results immediately. Like, I'm still blown away by it. But it's because this machine is very fine-tuned. The frequency of this machine has been fine-tuned, that it really gets down to it at cellular level to destroy the pathogens and enhance the cells, support the cells. So I work a specific protocol with these machines so that you actually follow a different protocol every single day, so that you know that you're on track depending on what's showing up in your body at a cellular level. And then there are different nutritional programs that we work with over a year's. So we span Wellness Game Changer over a year, because we also know that things change in your body. It can change really, really quickly. But to try and make it a habit, to allow it to stay, to actually be there for a longer time, that's when you need additional support. So there's different nutritional programs that we work with over a year. Some are 9 days, some are 28 days, some are 3 months. So it just depends on what we are trying to achieve and what we are looking at. Cool. And then really, this Wellness Game Changer, what it absolutely does guarantee is that we will get to the root cause of the symptoms. We can look at that at a cellular level. We will equip you to take control over your health. It's about time you took your power back. So we will give you the information. You take that information, you make the difference, you make the shift, you make the change in your life. You will feel it at a different level altogether, but we will give you tools in order to do that. We will activate your longevity cells, which means we will turn back your metabolism and turn back your clock. and make you feel younger, make you feel happier and more confident. There will be more energy. Your weight will be balanced. So when you take all of these things that science has put together, we put it together with nature, we talk about getting out there into nature, we talk about taking action, it really, really does work. Your results get amplified when you've got the science and it does meet the nature. That's when results get amplified. So I hope that I have shared my passion with you. I hope you've heard my passion. I hope that that you really know that all of this is available to you. It's absolutely available to you. And I'm so pleased that I have been able to interact with so many of you already, because that for me is just so exciting when we can put all of this together and make a real difference in how you feel, to really make a real difference in how you feel. So yay, Chantel, I'm seeing your comment there. Chantel did the 28-day deep cellular cleanse, and wow, the results were amazing. Learned the healthy habits to help you longer. So worth. So yes, thank you, Chantel. That's absolutely amazing. So Anya, you said, is cheese alive or bad for you? What I have found, unfortunately, is that it's very acidic for our bodies. So cheese is very, very acidic for our bodies. So yes, I'm open to any questions, by the way, any questions. So thank you. Katia, thank you. I got your message. Awesome. Thank you. So any questions that any of you have, I'd like to invite Marlene to say a few words. I always put you on the spot, Marlene. But if you would like to just say a few things about your journey through this, as well as maybe even the Thrive with Vitality.
Hi everyone. Yes, you did put me on the spot. I was thinking that you might do it. I'm trying to think, what are you going to ask me to say? So here I am. My own personal journey, obviously, I don't know if everyone knows my journey. So I was diagnosed with triple positive breast cancer, and that's now 6 years ago. And I think my journey with Kerry actually helped me so much. I mean, today I'm sitting here thinking, everything that you're talking about, high frequency food, and I mean, that's the way that I live. And I do feel that I am a high positive vibrating person, because of everything that I put inside me. So I've grown so much throughout this journey, and the Thrive with Vitality, because I started with the 90-day challenge. So that's the 3-month challenge, and my healing throughout my different surgeries that I had, the 7 surgeries, was just compared to the first time I went in, and compared to like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th time, it was just a different story. I healed so much, like much quicker. My skin actually healed so much better, and I worked throughout the whole process. So, my mind was absolutely clear, which is perfect. And then, of course, Thrive just brings a whole different level to this. The first time we did a call, we actually started with this and thought it was going to be breast cancer, and then we had addiction, and we had anxiety and depression, and all sorts of people that joined the group, and we realized that cancer is just a tiny little bit of all the other challenges out there. So I would definitely encourage everyone you'll leave that call and you'll be in a whole different space. It's phenomenal. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Marlene. And it's just so beautiful to know that, we're together in this. You're not alone, because sometimes you can go through a journey and you think, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to get through this day? But we are open, we're transparent. We really do just, work with everybody very authentically. And we are who we are. We have good days, we have bad days. You have good days, you have bad days, you have good things, you have, and that's all good. But by the time the call is finished, we want you to be in a different place. We want you to be in a different space. And I think that's really, really important. Yeah. So yes, I just thought I wanted to really share, just share with all of you my passion. So thank you for being here, and thank you for listening, and thank you for taking the time, because I absolutely know that the time is really, really precious. And so I hope you know where I'm coming from. Is really the research that I've done is because I want to share it. I really want to share the information out there. I want to share that there were incredible scientists over 100 years ago that already had some of these answers that we are still putting into practice today. We are really still putting it through there today. But because there's so many people that I've worked with that have got incredible results, I know this stuff works. I know this stuff works. So if I can teach you some of this stuff and you just believe in yourself to heal you, you're going to get there. You're going to get there. So thank you, all of you. You know that you can contact me on WhatsApp, on email, on anything. But if you want any more information, go for it. If you want to share this with other people, I would really appreciate that as well. Because, those of you that have been involved, you get the results. So if you want to share this, I will make this recording available so that you can also just get it out there into the world, that we do have options. There are things that are available, and there are things that actually work when our own bodies are put back into balance. So thank you all. Brilliant. Awesome.
Thanks, Carrie. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Carrie.